Hello everybody, Mr. Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XI Online. In the last episode, we kind of introduced the new game. I introduced my new character, got into the game where my character showed up without any clothes on. Not my intention, but my fault for screwing up some settings. It is what it is. Went through the opening cutscene, and then went through kind of the basic setup. Going over how to get your first mission, how to set up records of eminence, getting outside and fighting your first enemies, getting your first levels, getting your first set of gear, all that sort of stuff. So our character looks a little bit different than where we left off at the end of the episode, because I went ahead and did some work to level up a little bit more. We are now level 11. And I have a level 10 set of gear, again, acquired through the Records of Eminence and Sparks of Eminence system, which is basically how you're going to get all of your basic gear for quite some time. And so there's a few other things we now need to go over, and what we're going to do first is go over the Mog House. I think, a little bit. Because there's a system for managing your inventory that I want to show. Again, I'm not really intending this to be like a full-on tutorial, but, you know, we're going to be doing some tutorial-y sort of things here in the first few episodes. Just for people who might be new or returning. Potentially. So, we're going to go over some of this stuff. So, the Mog House is where we're going to be storing all of our stuff. And I want to go over basically the Mog wardrobe system, because that's very important. I think you start off with 2 Mog wardrobes, and then you can add more to your account with an additional fee, I think. So my Moogle here is probably going to talk about some stuff. I've already taken care of going through the tutorial on my own. So if we go to storage, we have all these different options for storage down here. And we have the Mog safe, which we're currently at 50 slots. We can expand that storage, which if we have furniture in the room that has storage slots, then that shows up there, but it's very limited at where we can access that. The Mog locker, we're not going to have access to that until we get to the Treasures of Ot-Ergen expansion, I think. The Mog satchel is another set of slots. The Mog case is another set of storage slots. But it's a Mog wardrobe. Mog wardrobe 1 and 2. So I've gone ahead and I put the Mithrin separates in here, which is our starting gear. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is actually take off my gear, and I'm going to put it in the Mog wardrobe. And I'm going to pause while I do that for, you know, dignity purposes. Okay, I've stored all my stuff, and for demonstration purposes, I put all of my leather gear back on. And so how this works is when you go to equip, what you can do is if you have stuff in your Mog wardrobe, you can go to storage options and choose your Mog wardrobe, and you can equip stuff directly out of that. So you don't actually have to carry most of your gear on your person. So I can go there and set all of my scale mail gear. Oop, I took my pants off. Scale mail gear. There, I can set my rings. I put the Chad ring in Mog wardrobe 3, because I have Mog wardrobe 3 unlocked on my account. And I added the weapons to Mog wardrobe 2 just for organizational purposes. We're going with the Inferno Axe. It's, again, to help with just managing your inventory. I don't have anything for my back or waist or anything else yet. Alright, kind of what I wanted to go over here in the Mog House. Now, what I need to do is I need to just go dispose of things. So we're going to do that real quick. So we're going to need to go to a shop. And an easy shop to get to is going to be in Port Windurst. We can use home point 1 here. I also did some more Records of Eminence stuff. But I haven't checked exactly how many sparks I currently have. Under quests, we currently have 1,999 sparks. Okay. Once I get around 3,000 sparks, there's something else I need to do. Alright, just a second while I get to a shop. Alright, here at the magic shop, we don't really need to buy anything. What we're going to do is we're going to sell, and we're going to get rid of... The butterfly axe we don't need anymore. The leather bandana. This linen robe I got from a drop from an enemy. We can sell that off. All that leather gear we don't need anymore. These insect wings I don't think we're going to need. And that rabbit hide we are not going to need either. Now... these crystals. There's one thing that we can do with crystals. Which we're going to need to get to one of the crafting guilds. Which, again, there are two. The Weavers Guild and the Bone Workers Guild. In Windurst. And so we're going to head over there. So, again, just a moment. Okay, so over here at the Weavers Guild, I think this is the building we need to go into. Yes. We have the ephemeral Moogle here. It says, able adventurer, warmest welcome from the Magian Mooglehood. I think you can perceive me in my true form. The trials of time take a toll on us all. I command and control crystal-related incantations, and their ephemeral essence helps hold Vana'diel together. Surely you have studied synthesis. Not yet. Yeah, basically what this Moogle lets us do here... I promise you not to speak a syllable of others of my existence here. Yes, that's fine. And the deed is done. In exchange, I shall proudly proffer my services in making your crystals ephemeral too. May have moved too quickly. Allow me to apprise you of the particulars. So basically, we can store our crystals here. And it's going over basically how this all works. The long and short of it is that we basically trade this Moogle all of our crystals. And if we want them back, we just come and talk to them again. Or any one of these ephemeral Moogles. And we can get our crystals back. So... I'm gonna go ahead and trade those in. Alright, that's done. That's out of our inventory now. Now there's other stuff that I have in my inventory. The Rarab tail. The Muddy Bar tab. The 2-leaf Mandragora buds. That stuff... I'm keeping. Because I think there are various quests around town that those can be turned in for. And I might go over that, but at some point. But what we're going to do right now is because we're over level 5, we can now talk to Watata here, who is, I think this is the Trust NPC. There's one in each major city, and this should unlock the Trust system for us. Misadventurer, a quick word, if you please. I'm the lovely Watata, dispatched straight from the Juno Institute of Magical Studies. Have you heard of Juno? It's a city far to the northwest that connects Mindartia and Quan. These are the two kind of major regions. My magnificent powers of observation tell me that you are a fledgling adventurer, am I right? Have I got some lovely news for you then? At a recent international meeting, my institute released information on a brand new type of magic that we've developed. I see you've already heard, but let me review the details. It's a kind of super summoning magic that knocks the socks off even the most tight-laced Magisteria mage. One of my fabulous superiors, not as fabulous as me, of course, has directed me to make this magic available to explorers of all shapes and sizes. So I'd like to experiment on you. Experiment with you. Why not? Oh dear, oh that didn't come out right either, but I know you're just itching to give it a shot, aren't you? Yeah. I love your positive energy. This will be absolutely delightful. Windurstians have always been receptive to new ideas and ways of doing things, but I'm so excited to put my many talents to use here. I guess the Institute has some of my colleagues posted in Sandor and Bastok looking for subjects too, but their small victories were surely pale in comparison to my series of conquests. Oh no, I have done it again. My charming smile may have lured you in, but the endless possibilities of participating here in Windurst surely have you riveted? What do you say? Who would adventure alone when you can enlist the aid of a powerful white mage? Alright, participate in Windurst. Yes. Excellent. I knew I could turn that frown upside down. See this pristine piece of paper? Take it with you and head for Heaven's Tower. Not only am I irresistible, but I'm also good with directions. Just head north from here to Windurst Walls. Look for the big tree and follow the path there. You're looking for a foul-mouthed Tataru named Kupipi. You might have a bit of a hot streak, but she'll be able to provide you with an explanation almost as stupendous as my own. Alright, so we got the key item, the Green Institute card. So we need to head north into Windurst Walls. Look at the map. Which, I always set up a macro to go to the map. That's what that bar up the top is. Macro bar. Alright, since this is our first time heading into Walls. Is there going to be a cutscene? It's looking like there's going to be a cutscene. This is Korumoru talking to Yorn Orin. Yorn Orin, my good sir. Might I trouble you for a moment of your time? Oh god. This is this guy. He talks like Ned Flanders. Why, Principal Korumoru, a rare treat it is to see you here. But of course, my time is at your disposal, and I'm trying to filter this as best I can. That's the one problem with playing in Windurst is the Taru NPCs are just almost insufferable to try to read. Alright, let me cut straight to the chase. I'll cut right to the chase. Loath am I to alarm you, I must confess my concern over Dr. Shantoto's recent behavior. Dr. Shantoto? That's a doctor... His predilections defy logic, has always been common knowledge, has it not? I don't see any cause for concern. That's well and true. But this time I can't shake the feeling that something is brewing. Could it be that the ambitious doctor is dabbling in something so unworldly and twisted? It might cause unimaginable strife and to be unleashed upon the world. My dear Koromoro, I dare say you are simply being oversensitive to one of Dr. Shantoto's trademark mood swings. Not every endeavor she undertakes necessarily causes a stir, after all. Whatever our eccentric peer might be up to, it's likely to be just a passing fad. You waste your energy and worry. Now, if you'll just make yourself comfortable, old chap, I'll pour you a steaming hot cup of freshly brewed Winterstein tea. I sincerely hope it's as you say, Yorn. I sincerely hope it's as you say. To our woe, in the days that follow, we were made to greatly regret our inaction, despite all too obvious warning signs. I think this is the start of the Shantoto mini DLC story. Here's Shantoto. Wrap your minds around a picture of perfection, surpassed only by me and my immaculate complexion. Oh yeah, she's the one who talks in rhymes constantly. You'll find not a single hole in my theory. It's pristine. The greatest masterwork the magicking world has ever seen. Mankind is long overdue to take its next big step. With the pure genius of yours truly, I'm a golden new era we shan't be capped. A moment from now it'll all make sense. Without further ado, let the magic commence. Hark, a portal, hark portal, I demand of thee, open up and set me free. What? Though my calculations were in error is beyond comprehension, that I should blunder so defies the established convention. The thing is we're going to end up interacting with her throughout these missions. This is why, again, like, these storylines should not activate of their own accord. Sometime later. The time has come for us to make our meteoric rise. All who oppose will be dealt an ample serving of demise. Oh, bunch of black-faced Taru. Those are Fomors. We venture forth to conquer Vana'diel and claim our birthright. Now and forevermore the fire of the Shantoto Empire shall burn bright. Domina Shantoto. We shall teach the world a lesson it shan't soon forget. Our armies are unstoppable, so do not that you might regret. Go now with our blessing. We have adversaries to fell. Carry out that which makes us proud and does our spirit well. Yeah, the Shantoto Ascension storyline, which we aren't going to be touching for quite a while. This is going to be another one of those that's going to fire once we actually get to Juno as well. It's somewhat annoying, but what can you do? Alright, and we're going to be heading our way up to Heaven's Tower there in the center of the map. And actually probably grabbing this home point over top of the auction house here. On the way. But I actually want to make a quick stop by Yoren Oren's place, who we just saw in that cutscene. Because some of the stuff that I have, I think, can be turned into him. So we're going to do that first. Alright, let me get over there, and just a sec. Alright, we're getting close to Yoren Oren's manor here. Let's have a chat. Huh? What business do you have with me? I'm Yoren Oren, the former minister of the Rhinostery. Have you been to see the Rhinostery's biological laboratory in Windress Waters yet? Well, you should. It's like a magical botanical garden. And we'll get there eventually. My old Rhinostery has come to resemble a botanical garden that specializes in plants, but it is really meant to be a biological laboratory. Originally, it was a biological research center that dealt with the entire ecosystem of plants and animals. Of course, it included the roles of monsters in the system of things. For example, take that wonderful little bean being, the Mandragora, that's found out in Ceruta. Before the Great War, they didn't exist in these parts, but their numbers have constantly increased over the last couple of decades. That got me interested in where they're originally from and how they came to arrive in Ceruta. So right now, I'm thinking of carrying out a study on them. If you come across any Mandragora-related items that might assist me with my research, please bring them to me. I'll buy each and every one I can off of you. Alright, I do have some Mandragora-related items, these 2-leaf Mandrabuds. That's a most unusual item, but it doesn't help me with a research. My research is not the collection of curiosities per se now. No, apparently that doesn't go to him. I know there is something that does. Is it the 3-leaf Mandragora bud? Or the 4-leaf Mandragora bud? It's one of those that goes to him. Alright. But let's head over to Heaven's Tower and talk to Kupipi here for the trust quest here to unlock trusts. This is the giant tree in the center of the city. Alright, so we're in Heaven's Tower, and Kupipi is over here. There she is. Could you imagine anything more glorious in a secretary for a secretary in Heaven's Tower to do? Yes, this trust magic is absolutely wonderful. Upipi is truly the best in the land. Who are you, an adventurer? Yep. We are indeed. You mean you've decided to try out trust too? Great news. That means you have faith in me, but didn't your mother tell you never to play with strangers? Let me refer to those notes. Trust, friendship, sisterly love. I know of the name of all. The adventurer from Windurst to Audlin and beyond. No wonder you have faith in me. Of course, Tuna, my trust in you is unwavering. Alright? The question is, can you say the same for yourself? That will probably determine whether this succeeds or fails. Are you ready? Are you ready, Tuna? Focus all your thoughts on energies on me. I'm Kupipi. I'm Kupipi. They're both. Hooray, there's a wonderful alter ego right in here in front of me. You're to bring me with you on your adventures. Vana'diel hath no fury like a secretary scorned. But I'm a white mage, so maybe fury is too strong a word. But with trust, friendship, and sisterly love, my spells will always hit their mark. My document handling and counter cleaning, though, maybe not so much. But I think I know this trust magic now. You know what would make me work really hard? Fresh organic Roland berries. Just you. I know what you're thinking, but if you eat as many as you want, you'll blow up like a balloon. She might not be perfect, but this little Kupipi will be glad to travel with you. Please take this scroll with you in celebration of your accomplishments. You can try it out in East or West Baruda and see how well Kupipi number 2 fights with you. Once you've seen her white mage prowess, report back to me. Don't ask what'll happen if you don't treat her nicely. Alright, so now we need to head out to East or West Baruda and use the trust summoning and then come back. So, the quickest way to get there is to head to Windurst Waters, which we haven't been to yet, and we'll see if there's a cutscene that plays when we go into Windurst Waters. I don't think so, but we'll see. And, yeah, then we'll head out to West Baruda and do this little song and dance. Alright, second while we get ready to head over there. Alright, so we're about to enter Windurst Waters for the first time. And no cutscene. Alright. Alright, so this is where the Arastery and Optistery, and actually there's a whole southern half of this map where the Culinarians Guild is. Oh, really, the Culinarians Guild. I completely forgot about the Culinarians Guild. So, if we go speak with the Culinarians Guild Master, I'll head over there and take care of that, and I'll actually be back once we're ready to head out to West Baruda there to the north. Alright, we're about to pop out to West Baruda. And the only thing we need to do out here, well, is get a cutscene, apparently. Master, wait. This is by Moogle? Or a Moogle? A rather unusual letter addressed to you was delivered to the Mog House not a moment ago. The word urgent was stamped on the envelope, so I rushed here as swiftly as my little purple wings could carry me. If you'll allow me, I'll read out the contents to you this instant. I wonder if this is the Moogle Kupo d'Etat mini story activating here. No, it's still the Shantoto stuff. You're hereby appointed Special Unit Operative of the Shantoto Empire, immediately effective. All inductees must report to Provisional Headquarters at Kufum Island, Frozen Pond. There you shall receive orders. We're not heading to Kufum Island anytime soon. Special Unit Operative? Master, you never mentioned anything about changing your nation of affiliation. But the so-called Shantoto Empire is news to me. Could that oddball Dr. Shantoto be scheming something unsavory again? A foreboding feeling is flitting furiously about in the pit of my stomach. And it's back. See that you have an enfeeblement kit of poison in your possession before showing up at the aforementioned destination. To learn more about this object of which I speak, an Oristary employee, a tanner, and an alchemist you should seek. Should an accursed gruesome end be that which you desire, show up not with extreme haste, we dare you to incur our ire. Master, for your own safety, I advise you drop everything else and make for Kufum Island without delay. We're going to be delaying considerably. The content of the letter is dubious beyond doubt. But the last thing you want is an enraged Dr. Shantoto unleashing a barrage of ancient magic spells at you. O merciful Altana, please protect us, goddess-fearing children, from the hands of darkness. I'll be excusing myself now, but Master, be sure to practice a plenitude of precautions. Go well. Yeah, we're not going to worry about that. All I want to do is come out here and summon my trust. Alright, and as a special bonus for your valiant efforts, I've been awarded a cipher of Vana'diel's alter ego. I have no idea who that is, but you get a free paladin, essentially. Alright, and we got the Sparkles of Eminence for calling an alter ego, and now we head back to the Heavens Tower. And I'll be back once I'm back at Kupipi. Alright, we're back at Heaven's Tower, and we're going to talk to Kupipi again. How are you finding my alter ego? Wonderfully. Oh, that's lovely to hear. Surely it's thanks to the strong bonds that bind us. You know what's interesting? The members of the Institute told me that there are still many unknowns about this form of magic. Go ask Watata. She's the one who gave you the Green Institute card, after all, and surely has more to teach you. The more adventurers participate in trust, the more we learn. We might even be able to completely figure out how it works one day. Then I can yell at all those magisters who are shirking all their duties for this research to get back to work. And those in charge of the magisters are the craziest of them all. But back to the main topic. I am not the only one participating in this grand experiment. There are people in other nations too, and a certain Mithra right here in Windurst. Maybe you've heard of her. The famed cat burglar, Non Amigo. Yes, we had a run-in with her. So please, if you see her, give this Windurst trust permit to her. Not that it'll help. Maybe if you were her lackey, things might be different. But if you still want to try, she's probably over in Windurst Woods. But for now, enjoy dashing around the world with my alter ego like hopped up chocobos. Alright. We got more sparks and more experience points. In fact, we're probably... No, we're not quite level 12 yet. Alright, so I'm going to go back to Watada because we also have this cipher that we got. And I need to activate that. Alright, so. I head back over there. Alright, here we are. Let's talk to Watada. Dude, is it just me or is this stuffy out here? You want to learn more about trusts? Nothing at the moment, actually. What I want to do is I want to trade you this cipher of Vana'diel. Oh, would you look at that. Wait just a second. Who is that? The flow of information coming from the headquarters is slowed to a trickle lately. How am I supposed to use this cipher of Vana'diel's alter ego in conditions like these? Speed it along. Normally, I hate being rushed, but I suppose you're entitled to your due. Skip the long explanation for now. Close your eyes and picture yourself crawling under the warm, comforting blankets of friendship. We don't even know who this guy is. But whatever. Spectacular. I had my doubts, but you really did it. I certainly taught you well, didn't I? Alright. I've learned that trust. So, now, what we need to do is we go to objective list, tutorial, basics, alter ego, Vana'diel. Set that objective. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going back and forth between outside and to Watada to unlock a whole bunch of trusts. So, that we basically all get for free. I don't know if this is part of an event that happens to be going on at the moment, but so if we do trust Vana'diel, there we go. We got ourselves a nice Elvon Paladin. We completed the Records of Eminence, and we got a cipher of Mealy's alter ego. So, we're going to need to go activate that, and then come out here, summon, get another alter ego, another cipher, activate it, summon it. I'm going to take care of doing all of that, and I'm just going to go over the various trusts that we've gotten from this. So, just be back in a second. Okay, I've taken care of all that trust work and Records of Eminence work, and it got me level 12. So, there's that. So, the trusts that we got are... We have Vana'diel, who is a paladin. We have Mealy Aliapo, who is a white mage. We have Tenzen, who is a melee fighter. Adelheid, which I think that is a scholar, and Joachim, who is a bard. So out of all of these, the only ones that I am aware of who they are Tenzen and Joachim. Tenzen is from the Chains of Amathia expansion, and Joachim is from the Abyssia expansions, I believe. Now, I've gone ahead and come over here. Look at our map. These really nice modded maps. I think the mod is called Remapster. We are over here in J7 by the number 5 entrance to the Inner Horototo Ruins, Lily Tower. And we need to head in there for that mission that we took last episode. I'm going to try and see if we can finish that mission. And then we'll probably call it a day. We can actually do something instead of just running around town. So let's head in here. And it looks like that there is a survival guide here. So let's go ahead and touch that. Just lets us warp there in the future. Oh, and while we're in here, we might as well go ahead and just say, you know what? Now, at the moment, I can only summon 3 trust, I think. We'll go Millie. And we'll go... You know what? We'll go Kupipi. It's a lot of white mage, but that's fine. Now, I don't think these bats are going to give me any trouble. They're only level 2. We're level 12. Not a problem. Oh, I don't have the map of the Inner Horototo Ruins. No, the mini-map mod that I have gives me a map. So... yeah, I gotta remember that I need to buy that, but I don't have any money. You actually have to buy the maps or get them other ways. Alright, so go down the stairs until you come to the main room. Again, I keep wanting to open the map. Alright. We need to head to the south end of this room and look for a crack in the wall. Now, those goblins over there will probably try to mess with me. Let's see. Yeah, you're easy prey. Let's just get you out of the way. And Vana'diel is a little overpowered. Yeah, there's another player there doing something down here. All right. And then we're going to go east. And Gate Magical Gizmo is what we need to check. Apururu. But everyone else says the same thing, brother. Why, oh why won't you listen to what I'm trying to tell you? At long last, we've achieved peace. Why risk destroying it? Behind your back, some people say that you're setting out to start a war. What's more, you know that this laboratory in the Horototo Ruins is off limits. And this is Ajito Maruchito. What do they know? And you, Apururu, my own sister, can't you see the truth behind all of this? Why do you think they all fear war but won't lift a finger to do anything about it? They say that Windurst has peace and security, but do you really think our country has peace? The wounds the Oristary received from the war haven't healed, and even after 20-odd years. The best of the warlock mages are dying off, unable to train new, younger replacements. Yes, because there was a big war with the Beastmen 20 years ago. Just imagine what would happen if war broke out again. Winders would be obliterated in an instant. That's why we need some grand new magic. But what about the Star Sibyl? Yes, what about her? What was the reason she forbade the very magic I seek? If they could have controlled that magic properly, then we wouldn't have had to buddy up with the Beastmen in the first place. Sure, the spell weaver died, but the magic itself was a great success. And this is Pururu again. Only you, my dear brother, would call such a great tragedy a success. The mastermind of the Millennium met such a tragic fate. So what chance could a faker genius like you stand, Ajito Marujito? Say whatever you like. A genius is never accepted by the world in his own time. If you've just come here to whinge and whine, then off with you. Go on, get. I've tried my hardest to convince you. No, I don't care what happens to you anymore, brother. Don't come crying to me if you get yourself killed. Wait, who's that over there? I've been sent. Oh. What's that, you say? A wannabe newbie adventurer, huh? So you're the one they sent to help me with my experiment? Well, you're too late. The experiment is over. This gizmo just broke down again. And then my pesky little sister wandered on in and just to add insult to injury. Well, I've had enough for one day. I'm headed home. Seeing as you've come all the way, I'd hate for you to go home empty-handed, so here's a little job for you. On your way here, you probably noticed the glowing receptacle gizmos here and there, didn't you? Well, not exactly, but sure. Once on each of them, there's a magical ball called a mana orb. I think one of those mana orbs was broken when my experiment failed just now. Your job is to find the broken sphere and take it back to the Oristary. Oh, and one more thing. Don't go blabbing about what you just heard there, alright? Alright then. Alright, now we need to search the 6 different ancient magical gizmos. And there's one of them in there. There's another one right there. Hopefully we find it on the first try. Not likely. Yep, the mana orb in this receptacle is not broken. Let's see about this one. Not broken. And not broken. It's going to be the last one, isn't it? I'm going to go all the way around, check all 6 of them. Oh well. Nope, not broken. Only 2 left. Oh, and while I'm running around here, I wanted to check one thing. If we go to currencies, there are so many currencies. But when we look at my number of conquest points, we're just Windurst 994. Okay. When I get 5,000 conquest points, I need to buy something with them. Yep. Last one that I'm gonna check. If I had just turned left instead of right, I would have gotten it on the first try. Typical. Alright, cracked mana orb. Alright, now we gotta get all the way back to Windurst. And we need to get back to the Oristary in port. And actually, we can do that relatively quickly, because we can use the book to teleport back to Port Windurst. We touch the book in Port Windurst. How much gil do I have, by the way? 1,900 gil. Okay. I hear something going on. Oh, there's that other player. Must be leveling up a new job down here. Alright, so we want to do teleportation assistance, and we want to go to Windurst, Port Windurst, and we can either use 1,000 gil or 50 tabs. We only have 55 tabs. Yikes. Well, we're going to use the tabs. 'Cause I'm not spending 1,000 gil on that. Okay. Let me get back to the Oristary here. Alright, and we're at the Oristary. Oh. Well, I just remembered that I had a new axe, so I've equipped my new great axe. Alright, talk to... I believe it's Hakudu Rinkudu here again. Alright, so you were able to meet our flub-the-dub minister, huh? The minister came back an itty bitty ago, but was straight out the door again. Oh, that's the no-go mana orb? Ah, so you're the one the minister was mumbling about when he huff and puffingly ran in and out of here. He told us to take a hunk of junk cracked mana orb off of you. Thanks for your humdrum help today. We look forward to having you help us again during the next Mayday. Alright. That is now complete. And what we can do is we can go to the gate guard again and accept the next mission. Which there should be one just basically right here. It's not the Warlock there. It be you. Jan Shura Rashura. Alright. Oh, goody, woody. Nice to see you drop by. So what mission will you take upon yourself today? The heart of the matter is the next mission. Accept it. Oh, goodness. Don't tell me it's a mission from the monastery. Can you go to the Guardian workshop at the monastery and help the staff there create their automaton guards? All Windurstians are indebted to the Guardians for their diligent service. Please accept this mission as a way of showing your gratitude to the Guardians. Yep, we'll accept it. Ask the staff at the Guardian workshop in the monastery for the details. The monastery's Guardian workshop is in Windurst Woods. It's a teensy-weensy bit far from here, but you should consider an opportunity to learn the layout of Windurst better. I can just warp there, thank you very much. But I think that is where we're going to go ahead and end the episode. We'll go ahead and take a look at that when we come back. So for now, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.